Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, what's up, guys? Um, BTC Dennis here. Okay, so yeah, I think my mic's on this time. But just to get in right into this, we're approaching the last month in 2022, and it's been kind of a hectic year, so to speak. A lot of swings in the portfolio and everything. Powell just came out, the Fed, and said kind of a statement that I think they're going to start lowering the pace of their rate hikes. So I think December they're going to make it down to 50 and still continue raising, but at a slower rate. And then they're basically now tapering off their rate hike situation and everything. So if what this means for people who are investing and you want to, have a lot of cash on the sideline and want to generate wealth, is pay very close attention to Bitcoin. I think that's the one that you should pay attention to the most. I personally am invested in a certain Bitcoin miner, which I think will, at a minimum, 10x, around the next halving, which is pretty quickly. That means like you can get a 10x return on your investment over the course of 2 to 3 years, maybe even 2 years, under 2 years. That's pretty crazy. It's trading really, really low. I'm not going to say because I don't want people piling into the trade. But yeah, I just like who is running the farm. They know what they're doing. They're doing things the right way, and they're not just Wall Street people or people with money trying to jump into the space. The guy who's running the farm, I think, is actually a true miner. From what I've heard from his backstory and how he got into the space, and that's kind of what I want to see because I mine myself. So as you know. So we'll see. Basically, Bitcoin I bought a bunch over Thanksgiving when it was trading at 16.5, and I really think that 15.5K, I'll call it right now, was this cycle bottom. You're not going to go really below that, and now I think we're going to start trending upwards. In January, you're going to see it back over 20K. So I stacked as much as I could. Whatever free cash flow I felt comfortable piling into Bitcoin. I still have a little bit ways to go. I kind of missed the dip now because now it's going to start, reaching a new floor level to like 17 to 18, January 20, and then 2024. You go to 2023. Kind of like if you guys want to become a whole coiner, you better do it in 2023 because 2024, the halving, you can see Bitcoin price itching toward like above 50K, the other previous highs. I mean, that's a lot of money. That's hard to lock up a whole coin at 50K, So anything, it's trading under 20K right now, which that's incredible. That's a fire sale. Like, yeah, that's a whole coin for at 20K is doable for a lot of people. That's like a new car, So it's just going to get harder and harder to lock up each new coin. I don't know how the heck I got to where I'm at now. Like, one of it was like, when BCH forked, I basically sold those coins for the original Bitcoin. So I was able to lock up a whole coin that way too. And it's just been one arduous journey to get to the number that I want to get to. Now I'm at the very final point where after I hit a certain number of Bitcoin, I'm not going to buy anymore, on chain at least. I'll have some paper exposure through miners and such. But then even those miners I'll probably end up selling off into my long-term favorite tech hold, which is probably Tesla. Or if, I get to an outrageous number, I may try to sell off and move the money into a commercial real estate property if I see a good opportunity there. Or I could put it into fixed income. But I am pretty poised and confident in the path I want to invest in, and I'm a little bit worried that things are moving too quickly because I'd like to see the Fed, I always knew they were going to pivot, but don't do it so drastically like everything starts pumping crazy again, I'd like to see 2023 be kind of like a recessionary kind of low period where it's just survival of the fittest, everyone has to run lean, and I want people to still be scared to not be in cash. So I want people to kind of hold on to cash, and then For me, my main focus is make sure my business is healthy, and then I do have quite a bit of cash that needs to be deployed, and I'll slowly start itching into my two main stores of wealth value, which is Tesla and Bitcoin. Um, and at this point, I feel like the money I'll make is kind of just a number thrown up in the air. And yeah, so 2023, I would advise people don't rush into it right now. Thanksgiving was that dip that happened in 2022. Thanksgiving was kind of like a preview taste of what may come in 2023, because you're going to have a long, protracted year of rates still increasing at 50 basis points throughout 2023. By 2024, I most definitely think we'll be at 25 basis points increase, or even at zero. If it's at zero, that's a little bit earlier than I expected. I think by 2025, we're definitely at zero, and you may even see rate cuts at that time. And that's when we're out of the recession and the boom starts again. And then by 2030, there's going to be another global event. Maybe it's conflict with China or whoever, and then you see the bust happen again, and this cycle seems to be continuing from 09, 10 to 2020 Corona. So before the 09 was the subprime mortgage, 2020 was the whole virus supply chain situation. 2030, I think they pushed out this fiat U.S. monetary system pretty far along, and basically then you'll see a new monetary agreement, a new system take place. I really think by then, it's kind of crazy, but I don't think the dollar will have as firm of a hold on the world reserve currency status at that point. And as much as like China, the U.S., and the East and the West, and all these nations want to come together and create a new kind of monetary agreement, I think that's very hard to do. Bitcoin's always been like a neutral thing, so you're going to see that have a more important role